My name is Mark Mold, and I am a cloud security architect with CGI Federal. We've been working with SentinelOne for the last year and a half to stand up this solution. So what we've implemented is the endpoint detection and response tool, the EDR tool. However, we've done it from a managed service architecture standpoint, and so that's what we've been able to stand up and roll out across the federal space. SentinelOne helped our federal client meet their business goals. Those business goals were lofty. They were tied to Federal Executive Order 14028, enhancing the nation's cybersecurity. It was critical for the government to gain cross-agency visibility into hosts or servers running in agency environments. SentinelOne partnered with us to understand the need and to work together to ensure that the government got what they needed and that we were able to continue partnering with them as this solution continues to be built and rolled out. I would have to say the biggest initial benefit is the government gaining real-time access into endpoint data from multiple agencies. That enables them to go from a posture of being reactive, where they're having to ask and then wait for data, to being able to be a lot more closer to proactive, which is to hunt and to retrieve that data whenever they need it. I think it is enhancing their risk management. It's taking data that used to come with a question mark in terms of how fresh is it and how reliable is it. It's made it real time. It's made it so that those who are needing to get that information have it as soon as they ask for it, and that's a game changer. We've heard from the client that typically getting this data, especially if they're responding to an incident, would take them, a couple weeks to maybe go on site, deploy tools, and then to integrate with an environment and pull that data. Now, when the need arises, they can pivot and query and retrieve that data in real time. The analysts that we look out for on the client side, they are not your typical analysts. The work that they would do is typically focused on cross-agency work that had never been done before. And so what I can say is the ability to do their job had never been implemented before. And so yes, this capability that's there makes it possible for them to do their work, period. Before, that cross-agency visibility was just never there. Incident response is one of the key areas where this solution has been very useful. Whenever there is an incident, instead of being reactive, the government is now able to quickly gain the data that they need to see what their end agency is also seeing and partner with them in real time to look at the same data and to collaborate where needed, empowering the agency to be able to do their job. The mean time to detect is night and day different. When you have an MSP model with visibility across multiple entities, your ability to get a tip and then follow up on the tip and investigate it is night and day. There's no comparison between having no visibility and then having that cross-agency visibility, which they have now. Definitely. With this visibility, you can now respond. Before, there was none, and so it's definitely night and day difference. SentinelOne, with their visibility into endpoint telemetry, does provide useful information to find threat actors and makes those who are in the business of threat hunting, it empowers them. I'd have to say that prior to this, the alternative was partnering with an agency and going on site and getting access. Now being able to do that work remotely and in real time is just a night and day difference in terms of being able to quickly hunt and quickly respond and then partner as well with the end agencies. And so that's a definite benefit. As an architect, I'm very curious about how AI takes security the next step forward and what it enables people to do differently or more quickly or more comprehensively. and how that meets some of the needs that are there today. I think that AI definitely holds a lot of potential, and it can allow analysts to do their job quicker. It can allow them to do their job with more helpful context, and as a result, be able to perform orders of magnitude better than they would have without the tool. The potential's there, and I think that SentinelOne is definitely aiming to achieve that potential. I'm looking forward to seeing it come together. Well, there is a lot to say about what has been above and beyond what we could have asked for as integrators or what our client could have asked for. There have been plenty of wow moments, which anytime you get one of those, we don't take it for granted, but there have been multiple. When it comes to improvements, I think we're both clear on the roadmap and areas that are under development that will be of benefit. We just spoke about AI. That would be great to have, a year or two down the road to enhance those who are performing threat hunt work. There are also capabilities coming together that will enable those who are functioning in this MSP type model, looking across multiple agencies, to do their job more in a seamless manner and in a manner that allows them to also gain deeper visibility. Those are all coming in time, and we're both clear on the roadmap and looking forward to seeing that come to life. Oh yes, we have SIEM embedded in the solution, and since it's a solution that has some government requirements that data go in a certain location, we continue to use that SIEM. We partnered with the government, who had a specific list of requirements that they needed to meet as a part of the executive order. And as a part of that analysis of alternatives, there was a short list of EDR vendors that were selected, leading vendors, and SentinelOne was a part of that list. And so we've been closely partnered with them ever since to stand up the solution. So this specific case was revolving around cross-agency visibility. And so the MSP model, being able to meet it, being able to pull all of the data from multiple entities into one place, that was the main factor that allowed this solution to come to life. And so by finding those capabilities, we were able to, again, work with leading EDR vendors to stand up solutions that took advantage of that, and that gave the government the visibility that they needed to do their work and to achieve their mission. If you are considering SentinelOne, definitely have a discussion with them. Come with your list of requirements as best as you know them, and share it with them. And my experience is one of SentinelOne going above and beyond to partner with us and understand our needs, to understand the needs of the client if you're working as an integrator, and begin a discussion. They're happy to form relationships to achieve your mission, to see your dreams come to life. And so I can wholeheartedly recommend partnering with them to have that discussion, to expect frank conversations about the pros and cons of their solution, and looking to see if it's a good fit to meet your use case. I think our customers, being the agency, are definitely receiving approximately 70% of what is on our roadmap to achieve. Everything that has been promised has been delivered, and so on that scale, it's a 10. And we're looking forward to the future and what we're both working together to implement.